Welcome to a broadcast from All That Yazz Soap. And today we're honored to have Caro Downing from her blog post, a DC blogger who runs the page, The Caro Love on Instagram. And we're here to hear all about her and also because she is a fashion blogger to understand some tips and tricks that she may have that will help us during these days. So tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I started my blog in 2014 as kind of a distraction. I worked at a law firm and was super bored and wanted to just do something for me. So I started my blog really having no idea what I was doing. It actually started out, it was called Little Bitty City One, and that was my first blog. And I kind of grew out of that a little bit. So um, uh, I kind of evolved into doing the Caro Love, and that was with the help of my friends, my blogaboos, as our group chat is called. They really encouraged me to kind of branch out, and it's being a blogger. Honestly, part of the reason that I haven't ever stopped is because the network is so amazing. Like, these are now some of my best friends, are bloggers that I've met in DC, and I joke that when we were little, people told us, don't meet people off the internet, and now they're some of my best friends. So it's been really great being
Yeah,
a blogger in DC.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point that you make because so you mentioned working in a law firm and there's a particular type of environment and yet you have this creative side to you, right? So it's not that a one size fits all for everybody, because we're in DC and in the DMV area in general, and there's a very specific element of finance, politics, law, but that environment doesn't actually work for every single person. But it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
there aren't opportunities for creative people like yourself, right? Tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about, you must have known that you were creative for a while, right? It's not just something that
Always.
happened.
Yeah, I actually went to film school. I majored in communications in the documentary film track with a minor in PR and event planning. So I went to school for something totally different than what I'm doing. And it's interesting you mentioned finance because I'm now admin at a financial advisory firm. So I did not take my creative education into the workforce with me, but I'm definitely still using it.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And it's nice to see that you're able to still use that creative side rather than suppressing it. So
Yeah,
even if you're an admin for a particular firm right now, you're still very active in the blogging space and you're very much in touch with the blogging community, right?
yeah,
Tell me about the program that you have. Is it an ambassador program? You own a website where
yeah.
you work with girls and yeah.
Uh, from the time I was maybe 8, have always wanted to have a t-shirt company. Do you remember those monkeys with the Velcro that, like, with the long arms and legs?
Who doesn't have one?
I,
Wait, did
I,
I just oh my God.
I promise this story is going somewhere. So one afternoon, my best friend at the time and my sister and I sat on the floor drawing designs. I, like, basically opened a design studio for clothes for these monkeys. And I actually sent them into the company, and they sent me a letter back and 3 stuffed monkeys, like one for each of us, saying, thank you for your ideas. Like, we're considering making a clothing line for the monkeys. Like, this is so cool that you thought of this. They used my design.
There you
Like,
go.
we
Oh my
had done,
God.
like, it, and I remember seeing them in the store and thinking at the time, like, oh, that is so cool. But now I'm like, I was thinking about it. It's like they ripped an idea off a 3rd grader and paid me in stuffed monkey. So I had
But it's
always,
vision. You had the vision,
I did.
right?
I had the vision. So having my Zazzle store, which is has the same name as my blog and everything. It's the Caro Love shop. Um, that was an opportunity for me to have my own little t-shirt line and kind of design company. I feel like it's not at a point where I can call it a design company, but um, what they do is I upload my designs and I don't have to worry about inventory or shipping or anything. That's all done by the company. So I can put whatever I want out there in the universe and I don't have to deal with any of the supply chain, which is awesome. So it means that I don't have to spend money on inventory, worry about shipping, really worry about any customer service at all, except for when I have people coming to me wanting a design. So I actually did, my friend Allie eloped last year and I did her announcement suite. And then we took that and we turned it into her Christmas suite. So we had, for Christmas this year, it was her Christmas card, a change of address card, and a save the date for a anniversary brunch that she's having this summer. Hopefully, like knock on wood, that everything opens back up. So that's been really cool to be able to do that for my friends. I had a girl come to me with an idea for a t-shirt for Valentine's Day, and she ended up not buying it, but I ended up with an entire collection just based off of ideas that we were bouncing back and forth. So that was fun to do. Other stuff I've done, like I did a couple fundraisers actually for COVID-19. One of them, the Shine Like the Sun collection, proceeds from that are going to help pay for supplies and shipping for a designer I know that's making masks. And then another one, the Please Wash Your Hands collection, royalties from that are going to Jam and Java, which is my favorite venue, to help pay their employees while they're closed.
A coffee shop, right? Jamming Java.
Yeah, so it's a coffee shop during the day, and then at night it's a music venue and a bar. So I wrote about them in, I can't remember if it was my Instagram post or my blog post, but like I've done shots with my favorite drummer there. Like it has so much, or it holds so many memories for me. And because it is a smaller venue, unlike the Fillmore, which is like a national chain of venues, I wanted to support a place that was so important to me that I know, is struggling right now, like many small businesses are.
And I think it's so inspiring that you own a small company. And here you are as a small company, you're supporting other small companies too during this time. And I think it's a real testament to, the generosity of spirit and the fact that you have that element of, keeping the community in mind. It's really not easy during this time when you see all these people, going out to the stores and there are no supplies and you can't find, you know, paper towels and things in the store because everybody's in emergency mode and hoarding.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you have, these jewels like yourself who are helping other people by promoting them, by showing them, by supporting them. And I think it's wonderful. And definitely, you mentioned jamming Java. We see a lot, one of the industries that's hit the hardest are those that are the entertainment and obviously the
Mm-hmm.
restaurants. So the social scene has been so impacted.
Yeah, we as a family, my family is honestly trying to rotate around local restaurants.
Yeah.
As far as, doing takeout or whatever. Like there's one restaurant in Olney in particular that it's like it's been there since, I don't know, probably the 60s. And it's like I don't want to see it go anywhere. Like I've been ordering the same thing there since I could read a menu, and I don't want to see it close down. But so we're trying to do our part too, as far as like, supporting local businesses. I'd much rather, go down the street to, it's called The Office, pick a personal pizza from them than, order one from Domino's or whatever. Like I think it's important now more than ever to think about where you're shopping.
Yeah, the support local and looking for those small family-run businesses, it's really critical. So,
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, tell me about two or three of your favorite restaurants. So you mentioned The Office.
Yeah. So the Office, I used to hang out there a lot when I worked at Pier 1. Like I would go in there before lunch or whatever. Like they knew my name and everything. Um, there's Grill Marks, which is right down the street. So I'm in like the Laytonsville, Olney area. Um, and Olney just didn't always have great restaurants. Now it does. And then, like I said, the Olney Grill. So those are like three in my community that I really love. We've spent a lot of like holidays there, and I usually for my birthday want to go to Grill Marks. That's my favorite. They have oysters, so that's one of my favorites. And
And
Olney is just, go ahead.
I said we missed your birthday this year because it was on
I
that
know,
day
so sad.
that they put out this announcement,
It was,
right? Was that like May
yeah.
16th, March 16th?
March 16th, yeah. So I have had my birthday at Mission since they opened. And this year when I emailed Kati, their event planner, and was like, hi, can I have reserved the front bar for my birthday? She's like, yeah, and we're going to throw in a bottle of champagne because you're a Mission VIP. I was like, yes, goals. These were my goals. And I keep saying that like the first thing I want to do is go like get a pitcher of margaritas when this is all over. Pitcher of margaritas and chorizo quesadillas. Those are that's on my list.
I'm hoping we can do that. But you
Me too.
mentioned,
One day.
did you a Maryland restaurant also where you had celebrated your birthday before? I think I cut you off.
Oh, Grill Marks.
Did you? Grill Marks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about your evolution as a fashion blogger, because like every time I see you, you're just so well put together. You write these amazing articles about, things that will help people. And I think right now during this time, one of the biggest struggles that people have with the stay at home is how do you keep yourself glam? How do you keep yourself groomed? How do you motivate yourself? And on a normal day, there's always motivation, right? You're getting up, you have to be somewhere, so you have a routine. But since we're all at home, the routine is kind of, it's out of sync. So, what are
Mm-hmm.
ways that people can motivate themselves? And can you give me a couple of tips for like, how do you look after your hair? How do you look after your nails, or any other grooming tips?
Um, so I actually kind of had like a come to Jesus moment with myself today, as far as, getting dressed and being ready. So I have gotten dressed every single day. And sometimes getting dressed does mean like leggings and a sweatshirt, but I never spend the whole day in pajamas. And that's like the number one thing for me. Like I get up, I do my skin routine. Um, but today, so I had ordered this new pair of jeans from Amazon, and DSW had an amazing sale last week. So I um like put on all my clothes and went downstairs to show my mom. And I was like, what do you think of these jeans? And I went upstairs to go change into something else. And I was like, no, I'm not going, because I like this outfit. I'm going to keep this on. Yeah, this is my like, I've decided that this is what I was going to wear like my first Friday out or whatever. But there's no reason to like change or save this outfit because it's clothes. Like it made me happy, so I'm going to keep it on. And I think that's really been the biggest thing for me, is putting on what makes me happy. There was one day last week where I put on the dress I wore for midnight mass Christmas Eve. It's like a baby doll dress that's like velvet leopard, and I was like, you know what, it's Monday, I don't care, I'm gonna wear this. Like it's something that would even be more formal than what I would wear to work, but I put it on and it felt good and I kept it on. I hadn't been wearing makeup every day, but honestly, I feel so much better when I put it on. And my makeup routine is pretty minimal anyway. Like I just do like a BB cream, a bronzer, blush. Maybe it's not as minimal as I was thinking that it was. But I have a makeup routine that I
It,
stick
it,
to.
it is minimal in the sense that you can name them on one hand,
That,
because there are people who, I mean, up like the whole litany of things and you can't even pronounce half the stuff.
yeah, I'm more like my skincare routine has really evolved, and that is like what I'm like hardcore about at this point. So it's I always, like, if I'm getting ready for the day, it's um cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, and then I have an eye gel, and I have a couple like problem areas like on my chin, so I always use like the spot treatment, but that is what I'm like psycho about. So I may or may not wear makeup, but I always do my skincare routine in the morning and at night.
So if you were stuck at home and they said to you, like, there was just the one thing that you needed, just to make yourself feel good, make yourself feel energized, would you say it's the toner or would you say it's the BB cream? Like, which would be the one thing that, like, you absolutely cannot do without, even if you were just at home?
That would honestly, that would probably be my gel moisturizer. Like that is what I'm like. That's probably my favorite skincare piece. And I switched to using gel. Um, I can't even remember what it was. I think I like had tried a gel and my skin was just amazing after that. And it just feels like I'm putting less on my skin. Like it's just lighter. I have fairly oily skin and I feel like it's gotten better now that I've switched from like a traditional moisturizer to a gel moisturizer. And I have to say, like the Clinique one is amazing and it's wonderful, but you can totally go budget with the Clean and Clear and it works just as well. So I just highly recommend gel moisturizers. And I've told other people, like, somebody asked me on Twitter, like, what I was using, and I said gel moisturizer, and she started using it, and she was like, you know what you're talking about. So that made me feel good.
So if there is a specific brand, or if there is the one which is like, the Caro Love secret one, please, please,
Mhm.
please tag it, like in your Instagram, and I'll, re-tag it over at my end so that we all have your secret. We can all look as beautiful as you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've done posts like over the years because it has evolved a little bit because I'm also a sucker for packaging and marketing. Fourth Ray Beauty, which is ColourPop's skincare brand, is one of my absolute favorites, and their stuff is so cute. So, like, my favorite serum is from them. But if I'm going like higher end, Clinique, anything I've tried from Clinique has been wonderful. So, highly recommend anything Clinique or Fourth Ray.
I will go ahead and tag them in the video. And I'm so grateful that you're able to spend time with us today and to share some of your favorite items and also some favorite tips and tricks. And hopefully, we will all get through this safely and quickly and in style.